Well, we're in a little bit of a predicament. Didn't get enough wheel speed with a pretty high climb. So now I'm sitting on 3 wheels in a sand dune. So this is our convoy. I've got the rear. Tell how steep this is. Say this is probably the steepest thing with rocks that I've ever done, so this should be pretty interesting. A little sketched out about it, actually. I don't know how the camper's gonna do. We'll see. Sorry. Whoa, that was a heavy one. What I'm hitting. So Phil and I decided to, after we made it to the top, to take a walk down and take a look at the obstacles and see what was going on, what was hanging me up, and what was happening here, and what I just crawled over. And you can kind of see where my tire was, and this is definitely the rock that I was hitting trying to get over, and ended up kind of clipping the side of it to get up and over the top, which was pretty awesome. And it did really put me up on almost 3 wheels coming over the top. The funny thing is, at the bottom, when everybody said we were coming up to the Ridge Trail, they assumed that I was going back to camp, and nobody knew that I was behind them following them up this trail. So everybody was pretty surprised when I got up to the top, and it was like, oh my gosh, the Sunrader made it. So it was kind of exciting. It was a lot of fun. Definitely something that I have never done this difficult of a trail, this steep. So it was really cool to get up to the top, take a look at what we had just done, where we had come from, that place way out there. That's Olaf. Just taking a look at the Sunrader and just admiring how well this rig does, doing what I built it for, which is to be able to do these kind of things. This rig's got 26 inches of ground clearance at the frame rails with only 33-inch tires, so it does really well up here. This place is really loopy. So I want to show you, this is the first time I've ever seen this mess this bad. That's my house. That is a freaking yard sale. Everything is down. Too crazy. Totally worth it. That was a blast. I was wondering whether I was gonna make that one last obstacle. That put me up on 3 wheels at the back end, putting all the weight on that side. It was a little bit sketch, but oh, so cool. So cool to say we did it. Well, we're in a little bit of a predicament. Didn't get enough wheel speed with a pretty high climb. So now I'm sitting on 3 wheels in a sand dune. Kind of sketch here. I can't back up because of the weight of the rig. What it's doing is it's running me down that way. It's running me down that direction there. So Phil's gonna hook me up and we're gonna pull it up that way. So there's pretty strong wind too, which kind of sucks. It's a side wind. So yeah, hopefully he gets me locked up here in a second and we can get out of this. Okay, Lily. There's our sand dune right there. You can see it in the rear view. And yeah, it's just too sketchy to go back this direction because the weight of the vehicle is going to push it into the sand that way, and then the whole rig's going to go like that. So we don't want to do that because this is my home. So what you doing, Lil? Just watching things? Yeah, you just watching things? All right, we're going to do a recovery. Oh man, it's blowing sand in this way. Since I had to be in the vehicle, pretty much I wasn't able to get anything filmed on this. I had to make sure she wasn't going to flop on me while all this was going on. But thanks to the guys for getting me out of this sticky situation and these photos that they took for me. These Fox shocks are just, I mean, I can't hit this like other guys can, but for what I can do with this thing and the fact that it's a house, these Fox shocks are just making this smooth as it could be. You know, it's not like smooth like an Ultra 4 or something because this is a house, but yeah, they're doing really well. So we may have ended up pushing the Sunrader just a little too hard while we were out here at King of the Hammers, because when I got to my buddy's place, my entire steering, the bolts, well, the studs for the high steer completely snapped while I was making a turn in his yard. Thankfully, I was able to get the tools, put it all back together again, and get it back on the road better than it was before using ARP studs. As you can see, our camp is growing, and we're not finished yet. The Chocolate Thunder's going off up there, and our buddy Fife got here, and everybody else is out and about, but I got hungry, so we are sauteing some rice, mixing in some steak that I did the other night, and they're giving away free monsters. So this was cool. So one of my followers came out here to say hello. Cool rig over here, and Double Wrench is his name. Checked out the Sunrader. We had a little walkthrough and stuff, and now he's kind of checking out the Mobicon.
It's always fun. I like inviting people in. We did that a lot more last year. Had a lot more guests.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to invite some more guests.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think?
This is the
How's
place
it
to
feel
be.
inside? This is amazing.
And you got to check out this sweater. Look at this Toyota. That is just so sick. So after hanging out at camp for a bit, Lily decided to take her turn at the one wheel and then changed her mind. Not to be outdone by the other dogs in camp. That's just such a cool shot. And then we went into town, took a look at some of the rigs that are going on in this place, and man, this place is just full of some cool rigs, some classic rigs, some Ultra 4s, you name it. This place has got it. If this is the kind of stuff that you like, this is definitely one of those places that you've got to go check out. Of course, some people also came by, check out the Sunrader. That was cool. Got to talk to them. Checked out some more rigs in the parking lot. Just such a fun time. So after a while of checking out the rigs in town, we came back, had another nice night, did some crazy stuff that night, but that's going to be next week.